Alright, here's skill number 8. Solving equations with variables on either side or both sides. First one, 5x plus 7 equals 3 plus 4x. With equations, you can pretty much multiply, divide, add, or subtract any amount you want to both sides, but your goal is to rewrite the equation so that in the end you have the variable alone on one side of the equal sign and it equals the solution. So for the first one, 5x and 4x, I'll choose to bring all the variables to one side. I'm going to subtract 4x to both sides. That way on the right hand side I have no more variable x to deal with. 5x minus 4x is 1x, which is the same as x. Plus 7 equals 3. I want to get that x by itself so I can subtract 7 to both sides of the equal sign. X or 1x equals 3 minus 7 is negative 4, and that is my solution. Second one, there's parentheses, so that n plus 7 really isn't worth n plus 7. It's being multiplied by 3. So multiply that through first. So 3 times n is 3n plus 3 times 7 is 21 equals 5n minus 10. And then all the variables need to come to one side. I could either subtract 3n to both sides or subtract 5n to both sides of the equal sign. I choose to do minus 3n to both sides to keep a positive number in front of the variable. That's a little bit simpler in the end. So this 3n minus 3n is 0, so I have 21 left equals 5n minus 3n is 2n minus 10. To get 2n by itself, I want to take away or add the opposite of minusing 10, which is plus 10, to both sides of the equal sign. So 21 plus 10 is 31. So I have 31 equals 2n. Now I want to know what n equals, so the inverse of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. So I divide both sides of the equation by 2. So 2n divided by 2. The 2's simplify, leaving just n equals. And if you want to write that as a mixed number, you may. 31 halves is the same as 15 and a half, so you can write it as 15 halves, 15 and a half equals n, or n equals 15 and 1 half. So there's the solution to the second equation. Third one has parentheses in two places, so take care of that first. This is 5x, but now it's minus what's in parentheses. So it's minus the x, and it's minus a minus 3, which ends up being plus 3. And then plus 8. On the right-hand side, negative 3 times the 3x is negative 9x, and negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. These two are not like terms, so I can't simplify them. On the left-hand side, though, 5x minus x is really just 4x, and 3 plus 8 is also best written as just 11. So I have this equation to solve. I have variables on both sides. I'm going to add 9x to both sides, keep a positive number in front of the variable. So if I add 9x to this minus 9x, I get just minus 12 on the right hand side. And this is 13x plus 11. And now to get x by itself, I eventually want to get the 13, but first take care of that 11. So minus 11 to both sides. And that ends up giving me 13x equals minus 12 and minus 11 is minus 23. Then I divide both sides by 13, so this is 13x divided by 13, and then I have a negative 23 divided by 13. So that's going to get x by itself, because 13x over 13 is simply x equals. And I can write this as either negative 23 over 13, which is a simplified fraction. If you want to go to a mixed number, it's going to be a negative mixed number. It'll be negative 1 and 10/13. So either answer is fine. But there's your solution right there. Alright, if you feel that you're ready for these problems and want to practice them, here are 3 more. So pause the video after you copy these 3 down and then work them out. And then when you're done, watch the rest of the video and see how you did. Alright, I'm assuming you finished these 3. First one, 8x minus 5, 9x plus 7. I'm going to subtract 8x from both sides to eventually get x by itself. That leaves behind a negative 5 on the left-hand side of the equal sign. 9x minus 8x is x plus 7. To get x by itself, do minus 7 to both sides. And that's going to be minus 5 minus 7 is minus 12, so you get x equals negative 12 for the solution. Second equation has parentheses, so rewrite it without parentheses. This is 2y plus 3. 6 times y is 6y minus 6 times, or 6 times the minus 2 is minus 12. And now get all the y's on one side. I'm going to subtract 2y to both sides to keep a positive number in front of that y. So this makes 0 plus 3 gives me 3. 6y minus 2y is 4y minus 12. I'll get 4y by itself, so I'll add 12 to both sides. And 3 plus 12 is 15. That equals 4y. To get y by itself, divide by 4. So 4y divided by 4 simplifies. And I have this y by itself. So my answer could be 15/4 equals y, or if you want to write y first and put it as a mixed number, you can write it as y equals 3 and 3/4. There's your solution. Alright, last one. Parentheses to take care of first. 4 times n is 4n minus 4 times 5, that's really 20. And then we have plus n. On the right hand side we have 8 minus what's in parentheses. So it's minus the 12 minus a minus 3n is plus 3n. A little bit of simplifying first. 4n and n is really 5n. So it's 5n minus 20. And then 8 minus 12 is really negative 4 plus 3n. And all the n's have to come to one side of the equal sign. I choose to subtract 3n to both sides. Keep that number in front of the n, the coefficient, a positive in my work. 5n minus 3n is 2n minus 20. And then I have 3n minus 3n is 0, but I also have negative 4. Add 20 to both sides to get 2n by itself. And I have 2n equals negative 4 plus 20 is 16. Divide both sides by 2. And that gets n by itself. And if I divide 16 by 2, we get 8. So there's the solution to the last one. So that's the end of skill number 8.